السلام عليكم ورحمة الله أخوتي. اليوم رانا مع مستر مارك بريندل اللي هو الليزن اوفيسر في الارسنال فوتبول كلاب في النادي. درنا في لاباج فيسبوك، قلنا لكم على اللي عندنا موعد اليوم 10:30 كان معنا طابونت كما يقولوا. باش ما نطولوش ندخلوا ديريكت في الموضوع، نهضروا مع مارك يعرفكم، يدير لكم انتروداكشن على روحه. So Mark, on to you. A little introduction about you.
Yeah, hi to everyone. I'm the supporters liaison officer for Arsenal Football Club, which in very simple terms is the link between the club and the fans, the most direct link. So I look after all the supporters clubs around the world, including your good selves, and that's one of the areas I get involved in. But I also go to every single match, home and away, when we're allowed in the stadium, that is, and work with fans on everything, every different project. So I am the fans' voice, really, and try and keep a balance between club responsibilities and what the fans want.
يس، إذا كما سمعتوا مارك قال لكم باللي هو المستكلف، يعني هو همزة الوصل بين النادي يعني أرسنال ورابطة المشجعين حول العالم. هو يروح معاهم في كاع لي ديبلاسمون، ممكن يلعبوا في لي ديبلاسمون في الخارج، يكون معاهم مارك. هو اللي يتصل ثاني بمختلف الرابطات، وعنده الدور، يعني هو مستكلف بهذا الاخر. يعني عطيت لكم غروسو مودو، شرحت لكم واش الدور ديالو. ندخلوا دائما ديريكت في الاسئله. كما على بالكم راح تكون هو يريبوندي بلونجلي، انا نحاول ندير لكم تراديكسيون بصح تكون مبسطه باش ما نطولوش، لانه عندنا تقريبا 35 دقيقه فقط. Mark, you know you are a busy man. We're just gonna go ahead with the questions.
Yeah, it's fine.
So first question, I got it from a guy called Walid. He says, or he asks, which is the first supporters club recognized? Do you have any idea about that?
Well, it's quite an interesting story, and if really, the first supporters club was the London Supporters Club in 1948, and we were the first football club in England to have an independent supporters club. So the club is still there. It's still got a clubhouse very near the ground, and you know, they're very proud of the fact that they were the first. And you know, that everything grew from them, so it's purely down to them. And then Arsenal, the football club, took over supporters clubs about 20 years ago, and that's when it's grown worldwide. But anyone who's travelling over is more than welcome to go to the clubhouse. It's in St Thomas's Road outside Arsenal Tube Station, and there's always a warm welcome for all the people from all around the world in there.
اول رابطه يقول لكم مارك، اول رابطه، يعني السؤال كان وشنو هي اول رابطه اللي تم ولا اول رابطه لارسنال. اول رابطه هي اول رابطه في انجلترا لمشجعين ارسنال، وهي ماشي بعيده على التيوب ستيشن، على محطه المترو لمحطه ارسنال. وقال لكم اللي يحب يروح يشوفها، اللي تكون عنده الفرصه يروح يشوفها، راهي ماشي بعيده على المترو. وهما اول يعني اول رابطه في انجلترا قبل كاع الانديه اللي تاسست، وهي في ماشي بعيده على ملعب الاميريتس. alright, السؤال القادم. Next question, Mark. What are the advantages? This one is from Samir Labidi. He says, what are the advantages of a supporter club in a country, and how can we invite club legends and former players to Algeria one day, like Wrighty and Tony Adams?
Yeah, that's a very good question. The advantages of a supporters club, I think, really is that obviously you're a long way from the Emirates, and you know, we like to recognise you guys as supporters. So by giving you that official status, you know, you've got that sort of brotherhood that you can all collect together, and you know, you've got the backing of the club. We do organise special days if clubs come over as a group to matches. You know, again, when we allow people back in the stadium, you know, we can organise a visit to where the players arrive, and you can get to gym and have a photo with the player after the game, things like that. And yeah, so I think that's the main advantage of being an official supporters club is that recognition, really.
Yeah. And how can we get in?
Yeah, the players. Well,
yeah.
Yeah.
How can we get in touch with the players? That's what he meant.
Yeah, I think the thing is, what we've got to realise is that most of the ex-players are very, very busy with media and things like that these days.
Can imagine.
And it's very hard to get them to commit to coming out to other countries. We do it from time to time. It does work sometimes. For instance, I went with Tony Adams to Denmark last year, and we went to their AGM, and it was fantastic. But, you know, it is tricky. And the other thing is, most clubs want people like Wrighty, Dennis Bergkamp, Thierry Henry, and they are so tough to get. To be honest with you, they earn a lot of money out of football, and are still involved in football. So one, they don't need the money, and two, they haven't got a lot of time. So it is tough, but it is possible. What I always suggest to supporters clubs is to maybe lower their expectations a little bit and go for somebody who's not quite so famous, but you know, is a real Arsenal man. And if you get them to visit you, they'll still look for a fee for coming, and you know, put up in a nice hotel, etc. But you will get a lot better stories from them.
Sure.
You know, about the old days.
Yeah, that's fair enough. اذا السؤال اللي قلت له انايا، قلت له على خونا هذا سامر العبيدي، قال له وشنو لي زافونتاج كي يكون عندك سيبورترز كلوب. قال لكم لي زافونتاج يكون عندك باغ اكزومبل كي تكون تجي للستاد، تقدر تدخل تلحق حتى ما تتصور مع لي جوار قبل ما يدخلوا، تقدر تكون عندك تما تلاقى مع لي جوار تحكي معاهم مع لونترينور. عندك ثانيك السؤال اللي قالوا خونا سامر ثانيك، اذا حب تجيب باغ اكزومبل دي جوار لي زونسيان جوار كيما يان رايت ولا توني ادمز، قال لك صعيبه شويه. قال لك صراحه وقال لك ديريكت باسكو هما كيما يقول بيزنس مان، راهم يخدموا وعلى روحهم، تما صعيبه شويه باش تجيبهم. مام اذا جبتهم تما لازم يعني الرابطه هي تستكلف بكل مصاريف، يعني الفندق، وهذا شيء طبيعي. بيان سور هما راهم خدامين على روحهم كيما يقولوا. مي قال لك شغل تقدر باغ اكزومبل ديرها مع دوطر جوار كيما يقولوا، باغ اكزومبل شويه ماشي كيما توني ادمز ولا دي جوار اللي باغ اكزومبل ماشي معروفين بزاف، معروفين مي يلعبوا مع الكلوب يقدروا يجوا فيها، يعني فيها possibility. All right then, we move on to the next one. If fans are allowed to go back in stadiums, actually that's my question. What's the expected capacity, and will Red members get a chance to grab tickets, as it always goes first to ticket seasons holders, of course, platinum, gold, etc.
Yeah, so the current understanding is that it will be, once we're allowed to go back to begin with, the capacity is only going to be between maybe 12 and 15,000. Now, what you've got to bear in mind is that we've got 44,000 season ticket holders. And obviously, not only is it right that they're the priority, it's in their contract. You know, so they get first choice on the tickets. So, you know, 44,000 into 12,000 is not a good number, really. So red members and silver members, for the foreseeable future, I don't think there are going to be tickets. However, you know, what we would look to do is get that capacity up as quickly as possible, and then it will go back to the old system. You know, maybe looking as well at Europa Cup games and Carabao Cup games that will be less popular. So there might be some tickets for Reds there. But it's very much
unlikely to happen.
Yeah, it's unlikely, but things changing all the time.
Yeah.
And we just react to the government's new rules that come out.
At the end of the day, it's the governments who decide.
Yeah, yeah. But you know, we want to get you back in as quickly as we can. We want to see everyone back in there, and we'll have a big party when we do.
Hopefully. إذا السؤال اللي قلت له أنايا، إذا كيرجعوا الفانز يعني المشجعين للستاد، على بالكم كاين ريد ممبرز، سيلفر ممبرز، جولد، سيزون تيكت. اسكو هذوك ريد ممبرز يعني هما كما نقولوا اضعف درجه، يعني اسكو عنده يقدروا يعني يرجعوا؟ هي قال لي صعيبه شويه في الماتش تاع الشامبيونات تاع البطوله بريمير ليغ يعني، ولا مي قال لي يقدروا يرجعوا طبعا بعد موافقه الجوفرنمنت، يعني بعد موافقه الحكومه تاعهم. اذا رجعوا قال لي ماكسيموم يعني كاباسيتي واحد 12000 يعني، و 12000 هادو بيان سور لي تيكي يروحوا اللي عندهم هاي تير يعني سيزون تيكتس ولا. مي قال لي الريد ممبرز يعني اللي عندهم الاحمر اللي انا واحد منهم، يعني تقدر تسحلك بالك ماتش يعني ماشي باغ اكزومبل كونتر مانشستر سيتي ولا، مي دي ماتش كيما تاع يوروبا ليغ ولا. هذه هي. وقلت له انايا تانيك فوالا هذه هي نورمالمون. قال لي مي نورمالمون 12000 هي الكاباسيتي. اوكي on to the next one Mark. I don't get the name of this one, but the question says, are we gonna ever see the club touring in Africa one day, considering its popularity in the continent? That's an interesting one.
Yeah, I think it's a good question. I know about 3 or 4 years ago, we were on the verge of going to Nigeria, and it was all very advanced stage of planning, but then it all fell through. I think for financial reasons or whatever. So it is definitely an area that people within the club are looking at. They recognise that it's a boom area for the club. You know, we're sponsored by Rwanda, Partey from Ghana, obviously. So, you know, and we know we've got an enormous support all over Africa for yourselves, and Arsenal Nigeria is massive. So that is there. I think with this COVID situation at the minute, all thoughts of touring and things like that are very much on the back burner now. So I think it will happen, but it's just a case of the calendar's got to be right. No like European Championships, no African nations, no World Cups. So yeah, I think it will happen, and I don't think it'll be too long. So
okay. Yes. اذا سقسيتو انايا قلت له يعني على لعبكم كل صيف الفريق يدير يعني تور، يعني كيما شفتوا العام اللي فات يروحوا لاستراليا، سنغافور، يروحوا الاخر. قلت له علاش ما يجوش لافريقيا؟ قال لي عندها 4 سنين قبل لحقوا قريب وين يروحوا لنيجيريا، كانوا رايحين نيجيريا وما تحققتش لاسباب لظروف خاصه. انا نظن انها ظروف سياسيه ولا لانه الحال راك تعرف انت. ولكن قال لي ان شاء الله يجي نهار وين يروحوا، لانه هما عارفين النادي عارف باللي عندهم يعني فان بيس كبيره في افريقيا. اذا فيه فرصه كبيره كي يجوز هذا الكوفيد، ازمه الكوفيد هذه كي تجوز وكل شيء ان شاء الله رايحين نشوفوا ارسنال اللي يمشي في دوره في افريقيا ان شاء الله. All right, on to the next one. Yes. This one is from our, what's his name? Our colleague in the supporters club, Mr. Wadoud. He says, when the Arsenal Algeria banner going up at the Emirates.
There is one up there already.
Yeah, but it's not the supporters club, the official one.
Yeah, well, the thing is, because of the lack of space, you know, we'll keep it just to one. You know, so there is an Arsenal Algeria banner up there. I understand that it's not from the official supporters club, but you know, at the minute, that will stay up there, and you're still represented. It's still Algeria, so yeah, and you haven't had to pay for it. Somebody else paid for it. So.
انا قلت السؤال تاع ودود هذايا، قلت له باللي على بالكم باللي في كل رابطه عندها بانر في الاميريت ستاديوم في ملعب الامارات. على بالكم كاينه وحده ديجا تاع واحد خونا عايش في لندن، علق وحده راه يخلص عليها. هو قال لك ما نقدروش نديروا شغل زوج بانرز تاع زوج بلدان. قال لك راهي تريبريزونتيكم كامل او ميم طون، قال شغل ما تخلصوش عليها باسكو البانر تخلص عليها ماشي باطل، باسكو لازم تخيطها لانفوغرافي وكلش ماشي الاخر. اون بليس كان كيما يقولوا لاك اوف سبيس، ما كاش الاخر لي سباس بزاف، دونك على بها هذه هي. دوك البانر هذيك اللي ما فين تشوفوها بالعلم تاع الجزائر هذيك اللي تقعد. Shall we move on to the next one? Let me just get this one. This one is a long question. Okay. What do you think about the negativity sometimes amongst fans when the team is not performing? Do you think it's legitimate considering the amount of money they pay, especially the ticket season holders? we've seen a lot of, not say troubles, but a lot of drama the last couple of years or seasons.
Yeah. To be honest with you, I don't think it's so much season ticket holders. It's more to do with social media. And I think in this day and age, social media has got a lot of very positive benefits, but it's also opened things up that everyone feels they're an expert and everyone's got an opinion. And it's very easy just to type that opinion in without really thinking about things. So that has been a major source of division, you know, and things like Arsenal fan TV, you know, it cause divisions. And you know, I would stress to your members and anyone else who's watching this that Arsenal fan TV do not represent what I see as true supporters of the club.
They are AFTV now, right? They changed the name.
Yeah, AFTV. So you know, so that they're not the real supporters. So and I think we've got to be careful. Of course, everyone is entitled to their opinion. You know, we run in a free country, and freedom of the press is absolutely vital to what we believe in Britain. And we wouldn't have it any other way, that people are allowed to say what they want. But what people have got to realise is sometimes they say things that are really hurtful to people, individuals. And, you know, it doesn't matter if they're getting paid £300,000 a week or £5 a week.
They're still humans.
It's still humans. So be very careful, I would say.
Yeah. دوك انا ماركو سقسيتو على من دا كيتقلقوا الفانز، فهمت كيفاش كاين اللي مام يعباكم يسبوا في السوشيال ميديا والاخر. هو عطاني ليكزومبل تاع اي اف تي على كل حال، قال لك نيجاتيفيتي بزاف، يعني السلبيه فيهم بزاف. وقال لك يعني شغل رغم هاد اللاعبين يعني ما قادرين يخلصوا دراهم كبار، بصح اخرتها هما سي كما يقول لك يعني اللاعب هذا انسان وعنده احساس، وهذه هي. وكاين بعض اللاعبين تاثروا بزاف، شفنا في لي سيزون اللي فاتوا. Yes, next one it says how can we improve the atmosphere at the Emirates, and why don't we have safe standing section like in Germany and France?
Right, so I suppose I'll take the safe standing bit first of all. The history, as you guys no doubt know, the reason all-seat stadiums came in England was because of the incident at the Liverpool-Nottingham Forest FA Cup semi-final, and general problems we had with hooliganism as well. And so it's in law now. So safe standing in England, in the Premier League at least, and I think it's the Championship as well, it would have to mean a change in law. And the problem has always been that the government were quite worried about doing such a change, because if anything went wrong, they would obviously get the blame. And politicians are not very good at taking the blame, as you no doubt know. That's a worldwide thing. And so that is why Arsenal in the background are quite supportive of safe standing. They understand why people want it, but they can't really do anything until there's a change in law. Now, the other problem with safe standing at the Emirates is the stadium was built for an all-seater stadium. When it was built, there was never really any fault or any momentum for safe standing. So the rake of the stadium on the lower tier, it would cause huge problems and huge cost to change it to safe standing. Now, cost is a very big thing at the minute, as you know. COVID again, going back to COVID, whether the money will be there is another matter entirely. Go on.
Yeah, go on.
So moving on to getting the atmosphere going, I think the atmosphere within the ground at big games can be really good. You know, we've had some really good matches there. You know, when we play Spurs, Man United, the Champions League games. We've had some fantastic nights there, and I think what it needs is probably someone is to have a big win at the Emirates. Get through a European semi-final at the Emirates or something like that, and the atmosphere can be really great, and it really is loud when it goes. But I think this might be an English thing. I think it is an English thing, that the fans, they come to the game and say we're playing Stoke. I'll just pick Stoke out, for instance. There's not going to be a lot of atmosphere there because they expect Arsenal to win. And there's, they're there to be entertained. And that goes back to maybe the cost, they're the sort of people. But then I think it's down to each individual. So if you guys come to the game, Arsenal Algeria, even if there's just 3 of you, you have got to make as much noise as you possibly can. Don't be embarrassed. Get up, shout and scream. And I think that's down to everyone. That's down to me. It's down to everyone in the ground. They've got to be individually responsible and make as much noise as possible.
That's what I do actually when I attend games.
yeah, brilliant. And I think we're working with. We've got a youth group in the Clock End lower tier now, and they're really great guys. I've been working hard with them. Obviously, the COVID again has interrupted all that.
Is it the Red Action goalies?
No, Red Action. Red Action are at the other end, but they're all old gits now, like me. This is a youth group in the Clock End. That's the easiest place for them to get tickets, and great lads, all about 17, 18, 19, and they want to make a lot of noise. We've got them a drum in there now, so that's the sort of thing we'll encourage as much as we can. They have to behave themselves. There's no flares and things like that. But keep working on it. And you guys, as say, shout and scream, Salim. I'll be looking for you next time you come.
I will do, definitely. All right. I'm just gonna make the translation quickly. سقسيت مارك على الاجواء داخل الامارات، قلت شغل ميتة الحاله شويه، ماشي كيما شفنا في ملاعب اخرى ولا الاتموسفير شويه ناقصه. وسقسيتو على سيف ستاندينغ اللي ما يعرفش هي كيما شفتوا في ملاعب في المانيا. تشوفوا باللي شغل كاينين تريبين واحد لابارتي يوقفوا ما كاش كراسه، غير واقفين سبيسيال غير باش يديروا الحس والاخر. قال لي هذيك تاع سيف ستاندينغ شويه صعيبه باسكو على بالكم حادثه ليفربول نوتنغهام اللي ماتوا فيها بزاف الناس في لاكوب في السبعينات، راكم كاع على بالكم بها. من تم ديسيداو لي زونغلي ما يزيدوش يديروا الاخر، لازم تقعد كي تدخل للستاد. قال لي اصلا الملاعب الامارات كي بناوه على انه اذا شفتوا من تحت جاي شغل فلات شغل جاي يسبو تما لا قدر الله كش ما يصرا ولا صعيبه شويه. وسقسيتو ثاني على الاتموسفير، قال لي راهم يخدموا. كاين واحد الجماعه في كلوك اند قال لي راهم يخدموا باش الاتموسفير تولي خير. قال لي ديجا هذه عقليه لي زونغلي، هو استعرف الانجليزي، قال لك عقليه لي زونغلي هنايا. قال لك شغل ماشي كيما بلدان واحد اخرين، ولا قال لك شغل يدخل يشوف ماتش ويجي رايح، فهمت كيفاش؟ قال لك صادي بول ماتش ثاني تشوف ماتش ارسنال سبيرز ولا ارسنال ستوك ماشي كيف. هذه هي grosso modo. All right, we go on to the next question. Yes. Any chance we will see an official Arsenal shop in Algeria and an Arsenal academy like we see in other countries? I don't know if that question is for you, though.
I wouldn't know a definitive answer, but I think as far as a shop is concerned, I think what they're looking at more is the online sales rather than opening shops, because again, it's cost. They did open some in China, but that didn't really work as far as I understand. So the online sales, that's massive now. And I know some countries have problems with customs and what have you.
Also card payments, like for example in Nigeria, we still don't have a Visa or MasterCard.
Right, okay.
No shops online, unless you know someone who lives abroad that can buy it for you.
Oh, I see. And what was the second part? The shop and
the academy.
Oh, academy. Yeah. Right, there's been a big change in the system for academy. And I know it's sort of under discussion at the minute, but I think the soccer schools have stopped. I think they still do one in America, but it's it's very, very minimal now. So I can't see that really coming back.
Because it didn't work, or is it for financial reasons?
It's work and also financial, and also protecting the brand name, because Arsenal soccer schools were seen as the elite soccer schools. And what happened was, when it was transported all around the world, some of those standards slipped, and we were getting bad feedback from these various. And of course, we can't be everywhere at once. And there's 2 or 3 guys running the soccer schools from London, and it just caused a bit of an administration nightmare. And so they decided to sort of back off of it and look at other ideas. So I think what they will do is sort of fly into countries and give soccer schools from there. They do a lot of work with the Arsenal Foundation, which is the charity side. So they've been out in Africa a lot and the Middle East. Jordan, places like that. It could happen, but I can't see a proper soccer school being run.
اذا السؤال اللي قلت له مارك، قلت له على سقساني واحد على الشوب، قال لي صعيبه شويه، قال لي باسكو الكلوب يبريفيريو يبيعوا اونلاين، يعني لاس كوست كما يقولوا، يعني تسقام لهم قل، وجربوها في بعض البلدان وما نجحت لهمش. فتحوا دي بوتيك في الاخر تاع الكلوب ما نجحت لهمش. من بينها عطاني مثال على الصين، فتحوا واحده في تشاينا في الصين ما مشات لهمش قال لي. والسؤال الاخر كان على الاكاديمي قال لي ديسيداو يغلقوا كاع لي زاكاديمي، ما مشات لهمش تو سامبلومون لاسباب رياضيه ولاسباب ماليه تانيك. هذه هي غروسو مودو، قال لك ما نجحت لهمش على بالها يغلقوا الاكاديمي. هذه هي. Yes, shall we move on to the next one? Are you tired yet?
Yeah, no, I'm fine.
We still got like 10 minutes, yeah?
Yeah, no, it's cool. Am I speaking too much? That's the thing.
No, that's why you're here, isn't it?
Yeah.
All right, what's that? Let me just get this one. Got a lot of questions here, but I'm just gonna choose that one. This has to do something a little bit with the club finances. I don't know if you can answer this one, but I'm just gonna ask you anyway.
Yeah.
Do you think some money have been spent wrongly on some players the last decade? That's a tricky one.
Yeah, that's a tricky one. Well, I think the evidence is there, in that certain players haven't achieved what we hoped they would achieve. I don't think we've been helped by injuries a lot of the time. We seem to have had some really bad injuries.
I agree.
But again, they've revamped the structure now, and they're going to try and correct that. But I think what you've got to bear in mind is that, again, the Champions League, we haven't been in the Champions League for a few years now, and most of the top players are going to sign for the Champions League sides. So that is the first objective: get back in the Champions League, and we go from there. But I don't think we've done too badly with Aubameyang and Thomas Partey as well. Let's see. It's only a couple of games. It's a big change for him coming from Spain to England, so it's going to take a little while. And I think we've got some really good youth academy players coming through. You've seen Saka, Nketiah, people like that. I think a guy to watch out for, if he can stay fit, is a guy called Smith Rowe. I think he could be the best of all of them, but he seems to pick up a few
unlucky with the injuries. سقسيت مارك انا على قلت له على الاداره كتخمم، يعني النادي صرف بعض الاموال يعني بالخطا على بعض اللاعبين. قال لي تقدر تقول، قال لي بصح ثاني كي تشوف يعني كانوا بعض كيش يقولوا يعني الاصابات وفهمت، وكان دي جوار ما نجحوش. مي هذه هي الكره، يعني كما يقول لك فيها شويه حظ. تقدر تشوف جوار يبان لك مليح، تشريه تصرف عليه دراهم، يجي ما والفلكش، ما يتاقلملكش مع النادي، ما نجحلكش، ما صدقلكش كيما نقولوا احنا بالعاميه. مي قال لك ثاني راهم جايين لي جون لاكاديمي راهم طالعين. قال لك هضر على سميث رو، قال لك شغل هو ليه يبانو سميث رو بلي هو الفور فيهم كاع، يعني بعيد على ساكا، بعيد عليهم كاع. وان شاء الله ان شاء الله ينجح. هذه I got another tricky one for you.
Go on. I like the tricky one.
That one is simple. The Ozil situation at the club. The Mesut Ozil situation.
Yeah. Well, again, social media seems to be full of conspiracy theories. But having met Mikel, I can assure you that if he wanted Ozil in the team, he would pick him. So it is purely a coaching decision, and he doesn't feel that Mesut can take the team forward. And Mikel's got a plan, and I think we need to support him. I think he will get it right in the end. But it's a uphill. We've got a long way to go to get to the standard of Man City and Liverpool. But football is cyclical. We've had times in the past, and even last season we won the FA Cup. Most clubs would have killed to win the FA Cup. So I don't think we're that far away, but we've got a lot of work to do. And unfortunately, Mikel doesn't seem to think Mesut can be there. Personally, I love Mesut. I mean, as a football fan, I've watched him play, and it's just unbelievable what he does. But I am not the coach of Arsenal Football Club. I am not an expert, and I'm not about to go and tell Mikel how to do his job.
alright. انا سكتيت على اوزيل كيف سمعتوا، قال لك يعني لا سيتياسيون، قال لك شغل يعني صدقوني باللي هو باسكو يعرفهم فيه زوج. هضر مع ميكال، قال لك ميكال ارتيتا يعني يعرفهم مليح، قال لك ماشي لو جو لو كان شافوا بلي الصح عنده بلاصتو في الفريق، والصح بلي يدخل في البلانز تاعو، يدخل في المخطط ديالو، ماشي اللي راح يخليه ولا. قال لك بيان سور الميديا والسوشيال ميديا والاخر دائما يديروا تاع البلباله كيما نقولوا حنايا، مي قال لك ما كان حتى الاخر. قال لك هذه سيتي دي ريزون كيما يقول لك بيرمون فوتباليستيك، لاسباب كرويه بحته. هذا واش راه يقول مارك. هذه هي. We still got, I think, 6 minutes. I don't know if I got time for 2 questions.
Yeah, get in there. Let's do it.
Yeah. All right. What are as supporter liaison officer, what are your expectations from the supporter clubs around the world?
Basically, to uphold the traditions of Arsenal Football Club, to be open to everyone. If you've got members that want to join, you should let them join. If they don't adhere to your rules, then fair enough. But I don't think we should discount anyone. And be friendly, and also be friendly to other clubs as well. Arsenal Football Club are renowned for being the most open club in England. We expect you to keep to those traditions and be fair and honest with everyone.
Yes. سقسيت وقلت له يعني شنو هي كيفاش نقولوا واش راك تسنى منا حنايا يعني كرابطه. قال لك لازم تمثلوا الفريق مليح، يعني حتى تكونوا مرحبين بكاع الناس اللي يحب يدخل في الرابطه. الاقصاء ما كاش، يعني ارسنال معروف بالعادات هذه ديالو، يعني فريق ما يقسيش الناس ولا. هذه رابيدمون باسكو ما بقالناش بزاف الوقت، بقاونا 5 دقائق. The last one, Mark, yeah. This one is from Wadud again. He says, basically, what about an Arsenal social media in Arabic? Why don't we have one? Like you see other clubs like Madrid, Manchester City, Manchester United, I think. A lot of clubs actually have the social media in Arabic.
I don't know the answer to that, but I can ask the question. I'll take that away from this meeting and ask them.
Because the fan base, especially in Middle East or North Africa, even if though we use 2 languages, but most of us speaks Arabic and French as a second language, it's considerable, the fan base in those countries. And I think the club should start thinking about, social media in Arabic.
Yeah, I'll definitely have a word. Okay. And see if I can get a proper answer for you.
Perfect. So سقسيت مارك على قلت علاش ما عندكم سوشيال ميديا بالعربيه، قال لي نطرح هذا السؤال على النادي، راح يدينا الاخر كونسيرن هذا يدير النادي يحكي معاهم عليها. All right, Mark, you still got 4 minutes. Yeah, time is running. Just a last word, a message for the Arsenal fans in Algeria.
Yeah, just like I've really enjoyed today. It's great to speak to Salim, and obviously, I hope a lot of you are listening to this. Keep supporting the club. As I said, I think we're making progress. It might not be as fast as some people would like, but Mikel is the man, and I think we're building forward. And keep up all the good work out in Algeria. And I hope to see some, if not all of you, come to a game in the future. And I'd love to welcome you to the club and always say hello. If you bump into me, just come and say hello, because I'm always walking around the ground. You never know, we might be out in North Africa one day, and hopefully I'll be with them. So yeah, just keep the faith, keep supporting the Arsenal, and up the Gunners.
And as we say, inshallah.
Inshallah.
inshallah. So مارك قال لكم برك، قال لكم فوالا كي سمعتوا الكلمه ما فهمتوا، قال لكم يعني كملوا سيبورتيو، راهم بقاو مع الفريق رغم من ذاك ابس اند داونز، لازم واحد يبقى من الفريق. كاع نتقلقوا كي يخسروا، كاع بصح هذه هي تخسر وتربح. اتس ا لونغ بروسيس كما يقولوا، طويله شويه الحاله. ملي قال لك ميكال راهو يخدم، تبا هو راهو قريب على باله واش كاين، راهو يخدم، وقال لك من اللي عندهم الفرصه كش نهار ان شاء الله يروحوا، مرحبا به، يعني يروح لعنده يرحب بكم مارك، ما كاش كاع مشكل، قال لكم راكم كاع ويلكم. Mark, thank you very much indeed for your time. I know you're a busy man. I really enjoyed this. And
yeah, no, I have. Great.
And on behalf of all the Algerian fans, you hope we'll have a great season. I hope we reach the top 4. That's the most important.
Yeah,
and maybe a trophy. Why not? Another FA Cup on the way, or Europe.
Yeah, that'll do.
Yes, and hope to see you soon. And this one is the first of another, mini ones. Hopefully.
Yeah. Okay,
yes.
Brilliant.
Yes.
Anytime, Salim. It's been great. Really enjoyed it.
Yeah. Take care, man. Yes.
Take it easy. Bye bye.
Up the Gunners. Cheers.
Up the Gunners.
Up the Gunners. Cheers. Thanks.